Whether you're jonesing for World of Warcraft or chilling in the shadow of the Colossus, I've got the cheats that will make your game time rock. All this plus Metroid Prime Hunters, Shadow Hearts, and more today on Cheat. Welcome to Cheat, the show that ignores video game rules. In that really obvious way, so they know you're ignoring them. There's a trick to it, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Let's start with some hidden treasures in that massively addictive online RPG, World of Warcraft. Throughout the world of Azeroth, Blizzard designers have left little bits of references to the real world. Our eagle-eyed intern spotted some Easter eggs as he edged his playtime over 200 days. Head to the Deep Run tram system where you'll find Haggle, a little green gnome wandering aimlessly. If you're old enough to have seen Labyrinth in the theaters, then you'll probably recognize the reference to Hoggle from the movie. If you're the adventuring type, run down the Deep Run tram system until you're at the transparent part of the tunnel. Here, you'll find a mythical creature from our world, Nessie. If you're unfamiliar with the creature, then head over to Loch Ness and read up on the fabled Scottish monster. Star Trek references abound in World of Warcraft. Check out the teleport engineer in Gadget Zan. Does the name look familiar? Yup, it's Geordi LaForge from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Good day to you.
Another Trek alum can be found in Stormwind. Located in Old Town, you'll find Lenny Fingers McCoy, otherwise known as Dr. Leonard McCoy from the original Star Trek series.
Hey there.
Venture to the Neutral Auction House in Booty Bay, and you'll find auctioneer O'Reilly parked outside the bank. For those who don't troll the forums on a daily basis, this is a reference to the O'Reilly Owl of internet fame. His counterpart, auctioneer Ya-Reilly, can be found in the Undercity. O'Reilly and Ya-Reilly. Thank God for the internet! Hiding by his little bungalow in the western part of the Eastern Plaguelands is Tyrion Fordring, who gives out wicked quest rewards for your information. Anyways, he utters one of the most famous phrases in cinema history whenever a hostile monster comes close to him. Say hello to my little friend, which is obviously made famous by Al Pacino in Scarface. For those of you who are in the elite echelons of World of Warcraft, head over to Nox Ramas, and in the starting area, you'll find a little kitty, Mr. Bigglesworth. Yup, that's right, Dr. Evil's precious little kitty. Take a poke at it, and Kel'Thuzad will scream out in anger and threaten to send his army for your sorry little ass. Okay, somebody get that intern outside and hose the orange Cheeto dust off of him. 200 days? Wow! Let's see how long it takes to crack these new mercenaries and Metroid Prime Hunters. Move over, Samus. There's more to the Tetra Galaxy than mysterious alembic messages and laser-equipped totem poles. Our first hunter, Candon, is the sinister result of a lab experiment gone wrong. What makes Candon an exceptional opponent for any player is his Volt Driver's ability to distort the vision of his enemies. It also packs a serious punch. The best technique is to charge the Volt Driver and blast your opponent while following up with a bombardment of rapid fire. Their visor's view will be distorted, making it hard for them to aim and get away. Candon's alternate form is the Sting Larva. Its tail can detach and will track an enemy and explode on contact. The next hunter, Sylux, harbors an extreme hatred for Samus and the Galactic Federation. You can take down anyone on the map with the Shock Coil's ability to lock on and track opponents. This electric beam will also recharge your energy while depleting your target's energy at the same time. The alternate form for Sylux is called Lockjaw. You can link his bombs together, so if another player trips the wire, they'll track him and explode. The final hunter on the VIP list is Trace. He carries the game's sniper rifle, the Imperialist. Trace is truly a prime hunter, as he can turn invisible when standing still to protect himself while steadying the sniper scope. Press the R shoulder button to zoom in and take aim. Trace's alternate form, Triskelion, is the fastest and possibly the best alt form in the game. It has a huge lunge attack that takes out between 49 and 51 health, so your opponent better be ready to take a beating. Now open up a fresh can of whoop-ass, Wi-Fi warrior. You've just witnessed the deadliest hunters available for multiplayer action in Metroid Prime Hunters. Jack Bauer's tears can cure cancer. It's a pity he's never cried. Here's some more fun facts about 24 the game. Use this quick cheat to make Jack Bauer invincible in 24 the game. Wait, isn't he already invincible? To enter cheats in 24, hold down all 4 shoulder buttons at the same time until the security clearance cheat menu pops up. Then enter 66 Bauer, and nothing will be able to hurt CTU's greatest field agent. Except water. What a lame way to die. We're going monster hunting in Shadow Hearts next. How's about them apples? And later, a raiding we will go in World of Warcraft. Stay tuned.
This program is brought to you by The Block, Monday at 10, only on G4.
Hi, Mom. This is Todd.
The famous Todd.
Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Bradford.
I'll get us some coffee. What are you doing?
Need a moment?
Look, Mom, he wants to help you with your laundry.
When you need a moment, chew it over with Twix.
From the producers of Wedding Crashers comes a comedy
Doink, doink, turkey's done.
that's outrageously funny. Dane Cook is hilarious.
Bring it. I'll bring it.
That's hilarious.
Employee of the Month on DVD and Blu-ray disc January 16th.
So, where do you think this guy should move?
I'd say this way. And let's make sure that sound effect we used in the last level fits in here too.
This one?
Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad I got into game design. It's cool to be able to create the kind of games that we play.
I know what you mean. And the training at Collins College takes less time than most people might think.
Can you believe we get paid to do this?
For a complimentary DVD, call 888-823-0999. Operators are standing by. That's 888-823-0999. Call now.
Millions of Americans have made Hydroxycut the #1 selling weight loss product because it works.
I'm Jessica from Montana, and I lost 22 pounds fast with Hydroxycut.
I'm Dr. John Marshall. I lost 29 pounds and 5.5 inches off my waist using Hydroxycut. I strongly recommend it, both as a new doctor and someone who used it with fantastic results.
I'm Stacy from Wisconsin, and I lost 44 pounds with Hydroxycut. It works really fast.
Get yours at buyhydroxycut.com, Supercenters, GNC, Walgreens, and fine retailers everywhere.
Tonight.
The young male brain, comprised of 2 distinct sectors. This half, the technology. This half, the pleasure center. Obsessed with getting a noodle in the shoulder.
G4 brings you 2 days of gadgets and girls. Tonight, see the future of tech at the Consumer Electronics Show. Then tomorrow, stimulate those pleasure centers at the Adult Entertainment Expo. G4 presents CES and AEE. It all starts tonight at 9 p.m. only on G4.
What happens when you take 12 snowboarding animals and force them to work in the same hotel? The Block, series premiere Monday at 10, only on G4.
Welcome back to Cheat. You might have come to Shadow Hearts for the anime-inspired character design. But if you're like fans all over the world, you've stayed for the dark, complicated story and the chance to stomp some monster hiney. Here's how.
I'm gonna go sightseeing.
Side quests are the hobbies of video game characters. And let's face it, everyone needs a hobby.
Hi.
In Shadow Hearts from the New World, you'll need to spend some quality time on side quests to get all those extra goodies in the game. I mean, how's Hilda gonna keep that figure without workout tips from magazines? Shania has to find her fetishes like this water spirit and exhibitionism. And there's little Johnny with his camera running around like monster paparazzi.
Smile and say cheese.
Besides just giving you the skinny on the uglies, Johnny's pictures can be trades for some fine loot. I'd say take 3 or 4 picks per monster and at least 1 for each boss. If you miss your shot to take a shot, just head over to Arkham University to find Professor Lovecraft and take battle tests. Not only do you get to snap a couple of creeps you missed, passing these exams rewards you with more than just a degree in monsterology. Gas up the mystery machine and grab some Scooby snacks, because we're going monster hunting with our favorite stereotypical Native American, Natan.
Better luck in the next life.
The hardest beastie to find is this one, which in Cherokee means completely made up. After clearing out Aido Cave, go back to where you found the ring fragment. Take the second right and head north. Place the morphoscales at the feet of the right blue tiki. Don't ask me why, just do it. Return to square one and head east, push north, and then cross over to your left. You'll pass the place you were and hit a room with a save point. Head north again and take your first left. The last black tiki will be the place for the maiden hair. Back out, head right, head down, and then bear left. When you come up upon the red tiki, drop the grapefruit. Head back to the main altar. You know, where you fought the boss. Place the golden nugget at the altar and get ready to rumble. No sweat. Hit him with air spells. Work your combos. And don't forget to take a picture.
Smile and say cheese.
Now, you have a monster in a bottle and a powered-up slug shell ability. And you'll need every bullet just to kill a killer. After following this delinquent duo around the world into some strange places, it will be your time to run when you meet up with Killer. Before going into battle, equip your strongest members with Leonardo's bear. He's great for sleepovers and preventing instant death. When the battle begins, hit Killer hard and fast. Use Johnny's vacuum and any hard-hitting spells to get rid of Killer's stock. He'll combo every time if you give him the chance. Alternate using buff spells like Arc Barrier and Ricardo's songs, and throwing water spells at the hot-blooded Killer. Know where his stock is and where his turn comes at all times. The bear can stop instant death, but your body won't be able to stand up against vice needles and red gravity spells. Prepare to spend a while buffing, healing, icing, and sucking your way to victory. Sooner or later, Killer goes down. But not for good.
Johnny.
You know you can always catch these and other cheats on our website, g4tv.com/cheat. Now it's time for a little Nazi control in Blazing Angels. It's time for a crash course in Blazing Angels Squadrons of World War II for the Xbox 360.
You got him!
Too many Nazis and not enough ordnance? Boost your firepower with this quick cheat. Just go easy on the strafing runs in Bavaria. That's where the Germans are going to build my car in about 60 years. Up next, get out of the sun and into the shadow of the Colossus. And stay tuned for World of Warcraft raid strategies when Cheat returns.
I'm Layla Kaylee, and it's time to start the feed. People are starting to look at the iPhone with a more sober eye. Critics at Engadget note the phone does not support 3G networks, doesn't have a removable battery, expandable memory, or Microsoft Exchange support. Apple's stock was up almost 8% after Steve Jobs' keynote, while stocks of mobile competitors like Nokia, Motorola, and Palm were all slightly down. The Detroit Auto Show saw the unveiling of a new Camaro and the Nissan Bevelle, a hybrid SUV with built-in Wi-Fi and a fully remote-controlled interior. And finally, the Brazilian judge who ordered YouTube shut down has reversed his decision. Brazilian internet providers were unable to fully block access to a sex video posted on the site. Well, that's all for now. Visit us on the web at g4tv.com/thefeed. It's all the news you need to know. I am Layla Kaylee, and you have just been fed.
I'm here to talk about the Sprint network. Assisting me is Henry Alshman, attorney. Sprint has the largest voice calling area and the largest mobile broadband network. No one has a more powerful network. It even protects us from meteors. Well, that's the word on the street.
Switch to the Sprint Power Network. Buy one katana, get one free. Sprint. Power up.
At Gamefly, our passion for gaming has led us to rent games differently. We think different is better. Choose from thousands of the latest and classic video games delivered right to your door. Keep them as long as you want with no late fees. Then send them back in our prepaid envelope. People think we're crazy to rent games for as low as $8.95 for the first month. We think we're visionaries. Our vision? Make renting easier. Different? Maybe. Smarter? We think so. Go to Gamefly.com and start renting differently.
New low starting price. Products and rated E through M.
What do you think of this new Stride?
Ridiculous, long-lasting government, big business.
Stride is a hit. So Brad in accounting says to me, if the flavor lasts so long, won't we sell less gum? What a moron.
Maybe Brad was right.
Maybe the flavor does last too long.
New Stride, the ridiculously long-lasting gum. Good for you, bad for us.
This hurts more than shopping for auto insurance.
Suck it up, champ. Esurance takes the pain out of it.
What? I need collision coverage now.
With some of the fastest quotes on the web, Esurance makes it easy to save on auto insurance.
That's why thousands of drivers switch to Esurance every week.
Esurance has got you covered in every season.
Quote by...
Touchdown! If you're on the go, you gotta have Esurance.
Get your fast, free auto insurance quote. Visit esurance.com today.
What is it, Bob?
You can take this job.
Yeah, you take this job and shove it. Blah, blah, blah. So you're quitting, huh?
Yep, I'm gonna be my own boss.
I bet you're gonna be your own boss. What do you know about being your own boss, Mr. Entrepreneur? Gonna buy a business, start from scratch? How about startup money?
Whoa.
Even know where to get startup money?
My brother.
Got a plan, a program, a mentor, Bob? You can't be your own boss without them.
I can't?
You're pathetic. You need an Entrepreneur of the Year nominee, Bruce A. Berman's book and CD. It's called I Got Here, You Can Too. Want to be rich, Bob?
That's the idea.
Then you gotta buy his book and CD. It shows exactly how Berman made a fortune being his own boss, and you can too. Want to start making money now, Bob?
Sure.
Thanks, guys. I'm Bruce A. Berman. If you want to make $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 a month right now from the comfort of your own home, then you don't have to buy my book. I will give you a free copy of my book and my Making Money CD. Together, they're over $100 value. This limited time offer is available only on my website below. So go to my website now.
Welcome back to Cheat. From World of Warcraft to Shadow Hearts, we've seen our share of epic games today. But they don't get much more epic than Shadow of the Colossus. Here's how to take down some of the tougher bosses. So by now, you've taken out that last oversized rock lord and reaped the rewards for your noble actions in Shadow of the Colossus. But have you tackled Time Attack? Here's a few tips on how to quickly exterminate the tougher titans. The first Colossus that may give you problems in Time Attack is number 5, Avion. Once you get his attention, hop up and hang on. The weak point on his tail is the easy part. He's got 2 more on his wingtips, and those are the trouble spots. If you fall off, you don't have time to get back on him before time runs out, so you have to do this all in one go. Take out the first wingtip as fast as you can. Avion will do a barrel roll to try and shake you off. Here's the tricky part. Hang on tight, and as he starts to straighten out, drop off the wing down to his body. Scoot on over to the other wingtip for the stab and the win. Next up, Argus, the 15th Colossus. The key here is to lure the big guy into attacking as quickly as possible. He stomps with little provocation, but you'll have to shoot off an arrow to get him to swing his sword at you in a timely fashion. Climb up onto the bridge as fast as you can and stay on one side when he smashes it. Hop onto Argus and stab the hell out of his head. When the weak spot disappears, slide down on the back of his sword arm and nail the trigger point there. The last weak spot is on his hand, but don't waste time trying to climb down there. Just jump to the ground and lure him into trying to swat you. Then grab onto his disturbingly hairy palm. Must be a shortage of Lady Colossi, huh, big guy? Stab one last time for an easy win. Finally, the 16th Colossus, Malice. The challenge here isn't the Colossus himself, so much as making your way through the maze that leads to him with enough time left to kill him. Race through the area as fast as you can, but make sure to be behind cover when he fires off his laser shots. If you get knocked down, start over. You have almost no time to spare here. Once you reach Malice, scale him with a quickness. Grab a rest on his collar and head for the weak spot on top. Now you just have to hope you have enough time to kill him. Between his constant thrashing and the need to regain grip strength, you'll need several minutes to do it. If your run through the maze was fast enough, you should just pull it off. Why go through all this? Every 2 Colossi you kill, you get a nice little item to use in the main game. These range from maps of fruit tree locations and power-boosting masks to the awesome flash arrow. What's a girl Colossus called? A Colossa? I'll have to go look that one up. Meanwhile, here are some quick tips for Guitar Hero. Enter these cheats on the mode selection screen in Guitar Hero to wow your friends. Are you ready to rock? I didn't think so. If your fingers aren't nimble enough to set the frets on fire, enter this code to keep your rock meter in the green. You will rule the food court. What's a Guitar Hero without a hero guitar? Enter this code and you'll receive the ultimate axe. Please remember to always use your powers of rock for good. Stay tuned for more cheats, including another look at World of Warcraft right after this.
Continue the fight!
Monday, Star Trek The Next Generation goes interactive. Star Trek TNG 2.0 premieres Monday at 9, only on G4.
The U.S. Army Reserve takes a different kind of strength.
The strength to help people one day and lead people the next.
The strength to build confidence one day and build knowledge the next.
The strength to improve your country one day and your career the next.
The strength to be both a citizen and a soldier in the U.S. Army Reserve.
There's strong, and then there's Army Strong. Find out more about the Army Reserve at GoArmyReserve.com.
Between my 2 phone bills, it's probably about $60 a month.
About $150.
Probably $100 a month.
With Vonage, you get unlimited calls to anywhere in the U.S. and Canada, and all the cool features you could ever want are included.
It's just $24.99 a month for unlimited local and long-distance calling, including free calls to Canada and Europe.
Call 1-800-939-4VON and get 1 month free.
Vonage, a better way to phone for less.
Now this is real pan pizza.
Sure tastes better than Domino's.
And Papa John's. More toppings, too.
And it's only $10.
I should go. Me too.
It's true. America preferred Pizza Hut pan pizza almost 2-to-1 in a national taste test. And to celebrate, Pizza Hut is offering any pan pizza, any toppings for just $10. Get more of what you love under one roof. Want more taste? Get America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut.
Some people start slobbing as a social thing, you know? I probably wouldn't do it by myself. That was mine.
Slomming stands for sticking leeches on myself.
Leeches?
Yeah, leeches.
I don't get it. I've had to confiscate all this. It's a problem.
It's like you hear people talking about slomming over the weekend.
It's hard not to get into it.
Okay, well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was too graphic for the kids, so I'm gonna have to block you.
You know, I gotta make this
That's
up.
really not necessary.
This is Vinny's watch.
Go to G4TV.com. Always fresh, always new, always plugged in.
Welcome back to Cheat. We've already seen some of the cool Easter eggs hidden in World of Warcraft, but I'm in a fighting mood now, so let's talk about Warcraft boss battles. War is once again brewing in Silithus. Those brave enough to venture through the Scarab Wall and into the ruins of Anchorage will face a challenge yet unseen. It's a good thing I'm here to give you some tips on defeating the bosses of AQ20. The first boss, Kuranax, is only a few trash pulls in. This little bugger is a fairly straightforward fight, but it has a couple of nasty tricks up its sleeves. Our strategy here is pretty simple. Let your main tank pull initial aggro and your off tanks build aggro on either side of Kuranax so they won't get hit by the cleave attack. Send the other melees to the rear and attack them there. All other casters and ranged DPS need to spread out and encircle the bug. Keep an eye out for sand traps that randomly spawn underneath the player's feet. If you see one bubbling anywhere near you, stop whatever you're doing and run away. Getting hit by one is just not fun. All healers should concentrate on keeping the tanks alive, and everyone but the tanks are expected to bandage themselves if they get hit by a sand trap. When a tank has 4 mortal wound debuffs stacked on, the other tanks need to pull aggro off and keep Kuranax's attention. The debuffs last for 15 seconds, so a 3-tank rotation should be able to hold aggro and not let the big bug run free one-shotting casters. Have your DPS machines unload on him and knock him out.
Protect the city at all costs.
The next fight is one of the most fun and insane fights in WoW. The most important aspect to this fight is keeping a group of NPCs alive, Lieutenant General Anderoff and his Caldera elites. We recommend making a target macro and having 3 healers keep their eye on this group. Use the V key to bring up the health bars, which will make it quite a bit easier to keep tabs on them. When each wave enters the room, the warlocks should begin chain-fearing the mobs. Have a hunter mark an enemy to guide the raid on what to kill, which is an effective way of focusing firepower. Tank a Karaji warrior away from the NPCs for each wave, and let casters use their wand to save mana. Don't take too long killing the last warrior though, because each wave is on a timer, and the raid can get into trouble if they're not careful. If you're able to keep the NPCs alive till the end, then it should be smooth sailing. General Rajax has an AoE attack which knocks off 50% of your health. It's really not something to worry about unless you're really low on health. It's also important to put your back to this wall so your knockback will be minimal. Have the healers focus on the NPCs during this phase of the fight. Since the Lieutenant General is immune to the knockback, he should be able to hold aggro while DPS brings an end to General Rajax.
Continue the fight!
Since I only have so much time, I'm gonna skip the optional bosses and go straight for Osirion the Unscarred. To defeat the final boss of AQ20, it'll take a lot of coordination between raid members. First off, make sure you have a designated Crystal Clicker and Crystal Seeker. This duo will be responsible for finding and clicking the crystals every 45 seconds to keep Osirion out of Supreme mode. The basic strategy here is to kite the boss from crystal to crystal. That, of course, is easier said than done. The raid will have to keep an eye on roaming tornadoes that'll inflict massive damage to anyone caught in its path. Osirion will also do a stomp that will knock back anyone nearby. It's important for the tanks to always be heading toward the designated crystal. Healers need to position themselves between the tanks and the crystals, so they'll be able to stay within range to get off heals. Every time Osirion is debuffed, he'll be vulnerable to one of the elements. I'd recommend waiting until after the 3rd crystal before opening up, just so you don't pull aggro. Continue this process and you'll conquer AQ20 before you know it. That's all the cheats I have for now. Thanks for hanging out. For these and other cool codes, hit us up on the web at g4tv.com/cheat or write to us at cheat@g4tv.com. Until next time, I'm Kristen Holt, and you've been cheated.